Hey everyone, I'm still the random shit chef, and you're not. That wasn't good. Egg rolls are really easy and a pain in the butt at the same time. The prep for the egg rolls is almost like the prep for the fried rice. That's all easy stuff. The hard part comes when you start wrapping those little things up. If you don't cook the ingredients enough and they're still kind of stiff, they'll poke right through the wrapper. If you try to wrap it too tight, they'll poke through the wrapper. If you let the wrappers lay out too long, they'll start to dry out, they'll split, and you got a compromised wrapper. The problem with that is oil gets in it when you fry them. The recipes that I've seen talk about frying them in a frying pan. They talk about like so much oil, like 350 degrees. I'm sorry, my range top does not come with a degree setting. It comes with high, low, medium, whatever. So a long time ago, my wife went to the thrift shop and bought me one of my favorite things. This is like a soup and stew cooker. And you can also deep fry in it. Deep fry is a hell of a lot easier than pan fry. I recommend it. We're going to be frying during this episode, and this is what I'm going to be doing it in. Like I said, it's relatively quick and easy except for the wrappers. The ingredients you're going to see when it comes to the filling are going to be very similar to the fried rice. Well, I guess that's enough of that. Let's get cooking. So here's our ingredients for the egg rolls. I got about 2 cups of chopped cabbage, just normal everyday cabbage that you buy in the store. I got about about 3/4 of a cup of chopped broccoli, half a cup of chopped onion, and almost half a cup of green beans. I had a little bit of green beans left over after I did the fried rice. And then later on we're going to use soy sauce, some garlic powder, and some everyday black pepper. So here we are back on my favorite old frying pan again. And I'm using spray oil, I'm not using real oil. I already have it on hot. I think I always start off on hot just to get stuff rolling. Oh, everything right in the pan. We want to make sure we get this tender so we don't rip through the egg roll wrappers. Also, breaking up the chunks of cabbage and chunks of onions helps. Now, I didn't put any meat in here. Normally I will. And remember, you can use uncooked meat. You just have to pre-cook it before you do this. And then you add the stuff to it. I'm going to cover that and turn the heat down and let it simmer for a little while. Let's take a look. I can see that the stuff is starting to tenderize a bit. Okay, I've been cooking on medium heat. I think it's time to put soy sauce in. And a little bit of garlic powder. Some black pepper. Mix it up good. Okay, so right now I did about 10 minutes of vegetable prep. This cooking here is getting close to done. This will have been cooked in probably about 10 minutes by the time we finish it. I'm going to put the cover back on, let it cook a little bit longer, and then it'll be time to let it cool and start making egg rolls. So I've got my little workstation set up here. It helps if you get organized a bit. I'm going to be standing on that side. I'm going to have the filling to my left. I got my little tool here that I use to measure filling with. I've got a small amount of water in a bowl that I use to seal them up with once I roll them up. I've got a platter to put them after I roll them up. And I got the egg roll wraps out of the package covered with a moist paper towel so they don't dry out. Now I had to move my tray in order to get the camera close enough for a good shot. But let's get to work. Well, we got an egg roll wrap. You lay it out in front of you on a diagonal so the points are like straight up and down from you. And what we're going to do is we're going to put about a quarter cup of filling in here. Almost in the center. Move it down a little bit, condense it, get it together. Yeah, spent a good part of my life trying to get it together. And now that we got it there, bring out the bottom corner, tuck it over a little bit, and just roll it back together. Roll it forward a bit. And when you get to about the halfway point is when you want to take and roll up the sides, or fold over the sides. That's pretty much from the directions on the package. Now something I picked up in another recipe was they would take water and flour, mix it together and use it like glue to seal this package up. I just use a little bit of water. Outer edge, a little bit in here, maybe a little bit on here. You don't want to drench it. And once that's wet, roll and tuck. Kind of like compact this together, squeeze it, pinch it a little bit. Keep on rolling, and there's your egg roll. They look more like spring rolls. To me, egg rolls are supposed to be bigger, but these are the type of egg roll wraps I buy. I guess if I went to an Asian source or an Asian store, I could probably find the big ones, but I just stick with the ones I find at the grocery. So that's how easy it is. So let's get busy. Now in the past, when I was pretty good at breaking or poking stuff through these things, you can, if you can hold the thing together, wrap it in a second wrap. That's one thing to bear in mind if you screw up. And who knows, I might be doing that myself in a couple minutes. Yeah, when you fold these over, make sure you got the corners tucked and stuff, because the object here is to try to make it like oil tight so you don't get a bunch of oil inside the egg roll. I mean, if you do get oil inside the egg roll, if you do get a breach on it, you can drain it and it'll still taste good, but it's not as good as the ones that don't get permeated with oil. Yeah, nice little package. Yeah, when I was cooking the filling, I took the egg roll wraps out of the fridge so they'd be warmed up a little bit and they'd be easier to use. Also, when you start this, it's probably a good time to maybe put your oil on. Well, here we go, the easy part, frying. I'm going to fry each batch for about 4 minutes, and we are frying at 350 degrees. So here we are about 4 minutes into the frying, and you can tell they're starting to turn a little bit brown, and I can feel the skins have toughened up. This is done enough, because remember we already cooked everything that's inside of them. So let's take these out. So if you do decide to make these,
and you do split some of the egg roll wraps, don't feel bad. This is, I think, the second time that I didn't split an egg roll wrap or puncture it. And I probably made these things at least about 7 or 8 times. Just hang in there, you'll get used to it. And there we go. Delicious little egg rolls. Now that took, for me, about 10 minutes of prep time, about 10 minutes of cooking time. Rolling up the egg rolls, I can do one in less than a minute. So let's say it took me 10 minutes to do them, and then about 10 minutes frying.
But if you get used to doing this, you can do it in about 40-45 minutes. Like I said earlier in the film, change up the ingredients, put in the vegetables you want, add meat, add seafood, whatever. But they're a nice addition to something like fried rice, which we did last time. And in fact, dinner's going to be served in probably about 10 minutes. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try it. And see you next time.